Hello everyone. So in this video I will be reflecting and rating my experience at college and through two questions. Question one will be, how has college met my expectations or exceeded it or failed it? The other question would be, what is the most significant and insightful lesson I have learned in college? So let's get started with the first question, right? How did the college experience exceed my expectations or fail to meet it? For me, if I were to describe my college experience, it would definitely be two different sections. There's the community college one, and of course, the university one. For this video, I'm focusing entirely on the university one, which was right here at George Mason University. And of course, the experience itself at George Mason University will have two different aspects to it. It's the academic one and the social one, of course. So let's start with academic, right? So were my academic expectations met at GMU? Well, this was a question on the top of my head, as even before I started school, even before I came here, this was something that I kept wondering about. As you, my dear viewer, may know, college is not free, so in my case, I had to secure financial means to attend GMU. And as I was doing this, as the stress of this was coming to me, I kept telling GMU internally, you better be worth it. You better be worth it. So, were those expectations met? Uh, yes! And much more than that. Well, to be very frank in this video here, when you look at all those college rankings, all those US, US enormous rankings, GMU is not number one on most of these lists. So, as I was coming through this, I did have, uh, let's not say second thoughts, but maybe additional thoughts. Was it worth it? I'm making this commitment, this financial commitment. This thing better be worth it. Be, just to be very frank here, like, would a programming class at GMU be the same as one at, say, PT or UVA? Well, right now in my senior year, I have dozens of sleepless nights, several hair pulling sessions, and lots of office hours, and several very satisfying eureka moments when it just like clicks for you. As an answer to this question, I have had courses that I completely knocked out of the park. I was top of my class, I participated in discussions, aced the exams, earned A's, and fully understood what was going on. But on the other side, I've also had courses that where I barely understood what was going on. Even though I attended the office hours, I put my best foot forward and also participated in class discussions. There were exam final curves that I had taken advantage of, and I've also had those strict show me what you got exams that I underperformed on. I've had professors whom I adore, and also other professors whose course I only attended because I had to. My expectations have been fully met and exceeded in an academic sense. But of course, as I was talking, college is not just academics, it's not just about the knowledge you gain from going to class, talking to professors. There's the social side to college too. There's friends to be made, clubs to be part of. So, how has that experience been for me? Well, in that department, my expectations have not been met. I have not made any real friends, I have not made any connections, I'm not part of any groups or clubs. Now, standing here before you, I do have the self awareness to reflect that my own role in this is probably pretty significant. This might come as you're watching this. This might come off as that Simpsons meme: "Old man yells at the sky." Oh, why don't I have friends? It might come off as that, but if it comes, but hear me out here, okay? So courses at GMU are very demanding, right? What does a full-time student have to do? They have to take like 12 credits. That's usually what, four classes, something like that. You add engineering to that, you are, in my opinion, doing your 12 credits or four classes in hard mode. To give an example, just this semester, I've had to do four coding projects for my systems programming course or C language course. Those those four projects take a healthy amount of, say, 15 hours. And that is only if you don't hit a wall. If you hit a wall, you hit something you don't understand, all those back and forth between office hours and the platform they have, Piazza, it's potentially hits 20 25 for me. Just this semester, to add more to that, I've had to do like multiple assignments, presentation, multiple writings, and a coding project for the software engineering course I had to do. There was also the statistics class that I struggled with this semester, and of course the English class that I was taking, and this video is for. So there is barely enough time to actually walk around campus, socialize, attend club meetings. Just finding that kind of commitment is hard. Now I'm pretty sure there are students out there who have a much higher workload but still excel in their classrooms, in their courseworks. They lead clubs, but this is how it has been for me. Overall, the GMU experience has exceeded my expectations in terms of the rigor. Really, no doubt there. Chef's kiss there. But in terms of interpersonal relationships, in terms of the social aspects, it has failed that, those expectations for me. So that would be for question one. But what about what about a lesson I've learned here, right? What was the context for that? So I am an overthinker, fortunately or unfortunately. I worry about things needlessly. I analyze things. I play things over in my head, and I don't deal really well with stress. Well, it's not very comfortable for me to be stressing about things all the time. So this is something that I'm struggling with. Ongoing. No magic bullets have been found yet. I have tried to adhere to the lesson of, do the best you can do, and you will be fine no matter what happens. But still, it's ongoing. So, first semester at GMU, right? Who would have guessed that I would be walking into a who would have guessed that I'll be walking to a territory of even more academic stress? So, in my first semester at GMU, I had to take a technical class, data structures. Now, coming off a community college, this was the first time I was actually doing like coding projects that have a grade have a grade weight associated with them. This was the first time I was seeing like an enormous classroom, how they are in universities, and of course, material that's actually challenging. That first semester, that data structures course was the bane of my existence. Not because it was over my head, because I didn't know what was going on, but mostly it was due to stress over what could happen, all those what if questions. So, in programming, testing and debugging are enormously useful skills, right? Like going back to the code you wrote, seeing if you get the right output, weeding out those bugs. Why is this happening this way? I want it to be like this. What's going on? These Answering these questions is enormously important. But this wasn't something I had done in my community college, right? There's a method to it, and I was not prepared for the technical course, the data structures ones that I was taking at the time. So as a result of this, all sorts of thoughts were going through my head. They were irrational, but they were still there. What if I fail this class? I've already taken this financial burden to just to be here. What happens if I fail this? If I fail this, would that burden be for nothing? Have I wasted a lot of dollars to be here? What about my perfect GPA from the community college? If I fail this class, that GPA is gone, right? What about my future in this field, right? If I fail this class, is that like ironclad proof that a professional examined me and I can't do this? These were irrational thoughts, but all of this was going through my head. So they gave us our projects, right? Those projects were five in total, and they made overall a good chunk of our total grade. They were hard, but I did the work. I went in and talked to GTAs. I went to the professor's office hours. He was actually the person who showed me how to debug uh, debug my code. Just putting one foot over the other. That's what I was doing. Yes, there were moments when I was pulling my hair, but it was always one foot over the other. Just moving on. Just doing what I need to do every day. And I did very well actually. When the results came at the end of the semester, I had actually done above 95 in every single project. Exams were hard. Our textbook was not very reader friendly, should we say? But the professor's slides were there. They were pretty descriptive. They were helpful, and I actually got above 90 in the final. And my final grade for the course was an A plus. So all those time I was thinking about what ifs, worst case scenarios. They did not materialize really, right? I actually ended up working as a UTA for the same class a semester later, too. So, the most insightful lesson I learned from this is that worst case scenarios barely happen, right? I put myself through so much pain there thinking about, ooh, what if this happens? What if that happens? They were irrational, but those thoughts were there. I but I put in the work, right? I put in the work. I went to those office hours. I asked for help when I needed to, and the results ended up being much better than I had expected. So, overthinking did not help here, right? The most insightful lesson I learned from this is that overthinking does not help, right? Do what you need to do today, do it the best way you can, no half measures, and let the results be whatever they want to be. If you have put in the work, the outcome would be much better than you have actually anticipated. Thank you.